Hello there. For those of you who are joining us live, um, I'm Cindy Brockway, and we are here for the Spotlight session, our Monday Spotlight session. And like I said, I'm Cindy. I am a self-expansion coach, and I want to welcome you to Essentials for Peace and Balance. That is my Facebook community and also my YouTube channel. And it's a space where we focus on simple, practical ways to move through life with more clarity, a lot more calm, and intention. So tonight's session is not about making any kind of a big decision or, trying to change a bunch of things at once. We're just going to take a few minutes to notice something. Notice what it is that you already know inside of yourself that needs to change. What might that be? Is there something, as you're listening to this, is there something you can think of right off the bat that you know needs to be changed and you haven't really either figured out how to change it or started doing what you need to do to make a change? And often it's not necessarily something big and loud and bold and crazy that needs to happen. It's not really something super dramatic. It's just something that needs to be cleared up in a quiet way, in a way where you quietly, gently make that decision and then you move forward with it without all of the heaviness. So before we get started, and if you're able to right now, I just want you to take a slow breath, just one slow breath. And maybe look around you at the moment. Find something that's really beautiful in your environment and let your body catch up with where you are right now. Right now, where you are, not really trying to solve any problems, just focusing on the here and now. And if you happen to love essential oils the way I do, one of my favorite blends, I have a lot of them, is the Balance Blend. And the Balance Blend has some oils in there that can really help ease your nervous tension, anxious feelings. It can reduce emotional overwhelm, especially during critical decisions that you need to make. And these oils really do, in my opinion, help promote calm and focus and tranquility. And when things are a little bit more tranquil and calm, then we can focus better. And I've found out from experience that if you use essential oils consistently, your body remembers that. And it helps you face things with a clear headspace. And that's pretty important these days. So I'd like to invite you to do a little bit of reflection with me. I call it a clarity scan. And I'm going to ask you 3 questions. So I hope you're ready. Question number 1. You ready? When was the last time you felt a quiet nudge? something isn't working the same way anymore. It's just not the same anymore. A situation, um, a a certain person that you're communicating with, something in your job description that really isn't working the way it used to anymore, or maybe it's just you in your heart. There's some things or something specific that it's just not the way you want things to continue. You want it to be different. So I want you to think about it. What is that area that you wish with all your heart could be different? And you're welcome to put it in the comments. We're just naming it. We're not really fixing anything right now. We're just noticing how we feel about these things. And so just think about it. You can definitely put it in the comments if you want to. You're welcome to message me if you want to share it further. Or just keep it in the back of your mind as we enter into the next question of this clarity scam. And right now, just loosen up your shoulders, because sometimes when you think about things that need to change or that aren't working anymore, it can cause you to feel tense. I know it can be a little bit intimidating, really. If there's something that's been going on for some time, maybe even years, um, and you are determined to approach it from a different um, mindset, and it can be stressful. It can be um, uh, anxiety inducing. In fact, this is something that I've been dealing with the last few weeks, and it's for my own personal self. And I'll tell you, it can put you in a spiral if you let it. And so that's why this is so um, heavy on my heart, is to share this. So I want you to just think about what that is. What is that one thing lately that you know is just not working the way it used to, and you're not going down that path anymore? And then in that same vein of thought, what have you been tolerating that feels heavier than it used to? Maybe heavier than it should. Certain decisions or limitations or boundaries that you have been tolerating. Those people who have tried to push those boundaries, push those limits. Or maybe it's just, a situation, not necessarily a person, but a situation that is feeling heavier than it used to. So I want you to think about it, write it down, put it in the back of your mind, and just notice it. Just name it. That's it. Just name it. I'm not expecting you to make any big changes or rash decisions, because that's not what these clarity scans are all about. And then the last piece of this scan is for you to think of, where do you already know that a shift is needed, even if you haven't acted on it yet, but you already know. So there's something that's quietly bugging you, or maybe not so quietly, and there's something you've been tolerating, and it's starting to feel a lot heavier than it needs to. And so what is it? Where is it that you know a shift is needed? Plain and simple. A shift is needed. You maybe haven't acted on it yet, or maybe you've just started and it still feels a little uncomfortable. Sometimes that's what happens. You start, and then all of a sudden you're second guessing yourself, or you're thinking this isn't going to work, they're not going to buy it, whatever it might be. Those doubts do come up very quickly, especially early on when you're needing to make a change. You've got new information or a new understanding, and you know that it is time. And I want you to think about what we've been doing, this clarity scan, that moment when you know that something has to change. That's not the problem. Really think about it. That's not the problem. Your awareness is just catching up with reality. So think about that. You're very much aware of it, and you've been thinking about it for days, for weeks, months, maybe even years. And now is the time for that awareness to catch up with reality, real life, and ignoring it, continuing to ignore it, is not going to make it go away. It's not going to get better on its own. They're not going to become more understanding. The situation is not going to change on its own. And when we ignore it and we keep thinking that maybe they'll come around, or maybe the situation will work itself out, doesn't always work that way. Often it doesn't, and it makes things feel heavier than what they really need to, because we are in a space where that awareness is catching up with reality. And many high capacity people, doers, workers, they stay loyal to what is expected, what they've always done, long, long after they've stopped being loyal to themselves, being loyal to ourselves and to what we know is right for ourselves, for the situation, for this communication. So I want to invite you, as we're thinking through this stuff, to fill in the blank in this sentence. The place that I know something needs to shift is blank. What is it? You can share it in the comments if you want to. But the best thing really is just naming it, maybe even writing it down in your journal and deciding what the next step's going to be. And it's one shift, one thing that can shift right now. This situation might be really complex. There might be a lot of loose ends in there, but there is one thing that you can do now, just one thing that can help move you in the direction of change, of shift, of pivoting. And you don't need to have the whole plan. Just be honest with yourself, honest about the situation, and then choose one thing that you can do, just one. not the whole big scenario, just one. And this is what we do in our clarity challenge in these 5 minute these spotlight sessions. But once a month, we have a clarity challenge too that we do, and it's 90 minutes long. And our next one happens to be tomorrow. And we take time, we dig into the moment, we spend time together, and we gently turn one specific priority into a clear decision for moving forward. One next step. That's it. One next step. And that's why we call it the Clarity Challenge. There's no pressure. It's just a space where we finally listen to what we already know needs to be changed, and we work together to figure out how we're going to take that next step forward. So, if you would like to join us for the Clarity Challenge, I am going to put the link in the notes below in the chat, or in the what do you call it? Anyway, below this video, whether it's on YouTube or in the Facebook community, I'll put the link down there for you to join us. And it is tomorrow, and it is from 11 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time. It's 90 minutes, and it's private. It's not going to be live streamed anywhere. We've got several people that are signed up and interested, so hopefully we'll have a full house. And whether or not we have a full house, love this stuff. Whether or not we have a full house, we are going to, whoever shows up, we're going to spend some time together figuring things out. And so I would just really want to cordially invite you to spend some time with us. And for some reason, if you cannot join us for the entire time, just let me know, and I will make sure that you get the recording. But usually I provide the recording for people who show up and cannot stay for the entire time. I make sure that you have access to the recording and any of the resources that we use during our Clarity Challenge. So thank you for joining me, for listening, for doing some of the hard work just by naming what it is that you know is ready for a change. So we will talk to you next week, or possibly even tomorrow, if you decide to join us for the Clarity Challenge. So thanks, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.